I don't think you should finish me off, but you can do that to Gavin.
Whoop,
Whoa,
whoop.
whoa.
Hey-oh.
Okay, all right. On that note. What's up, everyone? Katy here. Thank you guys for joining in on another episode of the Barbell Effect podcast. Today's episode, we're going to talk a little bit about our backgrounds and how we came to start a podcast. I really want to start a podcast because I'm honestly sick of trying to condense my context of my content on social media. I like to give more background and more depth to things, no matter what I'm talking about. And I personally enjoy listening to things better than reading. So I thought a podcast was a perfect idea for myself.
My name's Gavin. We all met in college. We all wanted to start a podcast together because, frankly, we just have really good banter back and forth with each other. And all of us have our specific niches, our specific groups that we treat and see and help. And I feel like we all have a great background in each of those specific niches, and we can really bring a lot of great content to everybody. And first and foremost, we just want to help people. That is why each of us are in our respective industries. And I feel as if we do a great job of that, and combining our skill set together could be a lethal combination for people.
I don't think we really want it to be lethal, though. I mean, if we're trying to help people.
I want it to be lethal.
Okay, fair enough.
If people get hurt, it's more money in my pocket.
That's a joke, right?
I'm being 100% serious right now.
Partially. Anyways, though, I'm Zach, and I agree with what both of them said. And it's just we mostly make our content on like Instagram or TikTok, and it's hard to get what we really want to say or get like all the information that we need to get across, because there's a lot of nuance with pretty much every topic, and it's hard to get that in a quick Instagram post. So this is just a way to get some more long form content where we can talk more in depth about stuff. And it's just fun talking to them.
Oh, that's so nice.
You haven't wanted left yet for what? You haven't wanted to leave yet?
What?
You still want to do this podcast with us?
I don't know. I'm having second thoughts now.
We all know you had more than one thought.
Sir.
We are not going to hold back. I hope everyone knows that. Our friendship from college is going to carry over. It will be a lighthearted podcast, but we will get into deeper and darker topics in the fitness industry, but we're going to joke around a lot. There will be swear words. So all you virgin ears out there, make sure you cover them from every now and again.
You'd think we would have matured since college. You thought wrong.
And I guess we should probably talk about how we met in college too. We were all on the cheer team. We all went to the University of Wisconsin, Stevens Point. That's where we all got our undergraduate degrees from. And we all met on the cheer team. They have a lot more experience on cheer than I do. I came in after they did, and I was only on for a year.
Yeah, I joined the cheer team at University of Wisconsin Stevens Point back in 2014 when I was a freshman. Katy didn't show up until her sophomore year, which was 2 years after that, which I believe was the same year Zach joined the team, or was that the year after?
I joined in my junior year.
Okay, so that would have been the year after that. So yeah,
I did in fall of 2017, I think.
Yeah.
That was the year after. And Gavin's a year ahead of us was in school a year ahead of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you guys didn't know by this point, Gavin and I are engaged, and that's how we met.
And that's why we're sitting in the same room right now for those who are watching the video.
They just don't know me.
Yeah. I'm not her gay best friend, who's her roommate as well, I promise.
Oh my gosh. No, he is not. He is my fiance. We met on this cheer team. We were stunt partners, all that cheesy.
I got to tuck your butt.
Oh my gosh.
For sport.
Gavin. I can't handle this. I think I want to quit.
She's made it this long. She
Yeah.
says that at least once a day. It's fine.
Yeah, so it's been like just over 6 years then since we all met and we started dating.
And unless Zach has pulled out now, he's going to be an usher in our wedding next summer.
Yes.
I didn't know that was a thing, but I guess it's true now.
You said yes after her competition last
A while ago.
2 summers ago.
I don't remember it, but
Well,
okay.
hey, this is a perfect time to ask. Hey, Zach, do you want to be an usher in our wedding with Brandon?
Sure.
Cool.
I'll be graduated by then, so I'll be good.
Sweet.
Brandon, if you didn't know, you're also an usher.
We're gonna make it fun.
I hope Brandon listens to the podcast.
So we met in college and we all kind of went, I shouldn't say we all kind of went our separate ways, but like we all broke off into our individual niches. I know Zach and I both graduated in health promotion and wellness. But he took it a step further.
I'm currently in my last semester of my master's program in applied nutrition at the University of New England. No, I'm not in Maine where the school is. It's an online program. And I've been doing a dietetic internship throughout this entire 2-year program. So doing clinical portions, working inpatient settings, working community portions, doing nutrition education for kids, elderly, diabetes, and as well as a food service portion, since we need to do that to be able to take the dietitian exam. But I am going to be done in August, and after that, I will have my MS in applied nutrition, and I will be then taking the registered dietitian registration exam.
Woot.
We're proud of you. You're almost there, home stretch.
And I'm not the only one who pursued further education after Stevens Point.
Wow, that sounds like me. So I am currently an athletic trainer, and no, it is not a personal trainer like probably the majority of the audience is going to think. So I graduated with my bachelor in science in athletic training from the University of Wisconsin Stevens Point. Athletic training, if you don't know, they are, I can put it in the simplest terms, the people who run out onto the field in a football game when somebody gets hurt. Those are where you see us that setting is where you see us for the most part. We also work in clinics, which is where I currently work. Trying to think, we work in military setting, we work in the industrial setting, working at different companies, with like warehouses, just working on essentially injury prevention, diagnosis, treatment and rehabilitation, and so on and so forth. But for the most part, the primary setting that you see us are in the athletic setting, high school and college, professional, so on and so forth. After I got my bachelor's of science in athletic training, I went on to obtain my master's in health and wellness promotion, which is what these two have their bachelor's in, from the University or Morehead State University in Kentucky. Katy and I moved down there together after I graduated undergrad, and I worked as a graduate assistant athletic trainer while obtaining my master's degree. And I was working with their athletics teams there. So I was working mainly with the cheerleading team. I had about 80 cheerleaders per year, and Morehead State has one of the best cheerleading programs in the country. So it was a lot of fun to work with them. I also worked with their softball teams and their volleyball, indoor and beach volleyball teams when I was there. But I gained a lot from my master's in Kentucky. I felt it was a lot more applicable to public health compared to just athletes, which I was mostly taught about back during undergrad. So I gained a lot about more like the public health aspect of it. It also helped that as soon as I went into my master's program, after about 9 months, the pandemic started. So I got to learn all about how pandemics affect the world in real time. So that was fun.
I'm still smart too. I did graduate from UW Stevens Point with a bachelor's of science in health promotion and wellness with a minor in psychology. And I do have my personal training certification through the National Strength and Conditioning Association. I got that in 2021. Yeah, 2021. And since then, I've been training. I started in person, but as of December 2021,
22, wasn't it?
nope, December
21.
2021, I went fully online. So now I have my own online health coaching business, and I'll go more in depth in that in the next couple episodes when we really introduce ourselves. But that is kind of what we're all currently up to.
And I guess we should probably talk about our niches just a little bit. So clearly mine is more so on the nutrition side of things, but I also focus a lot on more like lifestyle and more bodybuilding, because I am a bodybuilder, natural bodybuilder, and I have been doing that since 2017, I think, is when I like first decided to start getting into that. And I did my first competition in 2018. And I also have a coaching business, which we can get more into in the personal episodes. And Katy was one of my clients for her first bodybuilding competition. But that's more of my niche, is more like lifestyle, bodybuilding, nutrition.
For me in particular, so I work with more of the injury prevention, rehabilitation, return to life, return to activity, return to sport aspect of like health and wellness. So I work in a sports medicine clinic. I work alongside the doctors at the University of Minnesota. They work with the Gopher athletes as well. So I get to see a lot of the athletes that come in from the University of Minnesota, but we see normal people every single day for their aches and pains. I specifically enjoy treating people who are just active in general. So I help a lot of people, like I said, with their aches and pains, their specific injuries that they have. I help with prehabilitation, so getting people more resilient so they aren't injured in the future. And then I can, like I said, rehabilitate people once they actually have been injured. So that's a little bit more of my niche. I like, any age group, just people who are active. I'm able to help them get back to whatever activity they love and enjoy.
My niche is a little bit different. I work with strictly women, ages mid-20s to mid-40s. People who have just struggled in the past to find a program that works for them. My ideal client tends to be centered around like who I used to be as an individual, my thoughts, my actions, the way I perceived my health and wellness. And I work with women who want to be toned, like they want to tone up, they want to get lean. Yes, toned in quotations, because I know that is not what people strive for, but that's what they think they strive for. So I basically work with people who want to have that lean and like more shredded look, like not super intensely shredded like you would for bodybuilding, but who definitely want to lose body fat while also building muscle. So that you actually look lean, because if you just strictly lost the weight and you had no foundation of muscle, that's not how you would look. So I work with strictly women though. Obviously the fitness industry, there's a lot of misconception, a lot of information, it's oversaturated, and it can be really, really hard to tell what's right versus what isn't right. And at the end of the day, I just help women find what works for them and implementing small behavior changes and habits in their daily lives so that this fat loss and muscle building journey is sustainable for them. So that's a little bit about me.
Nice.
And that's kind of, really a combination of all our niches is what you can expect to hear a lot about. They obviously overlap in many, many ways, but there are some differences. Like if you came to me and asked me how to rehab someone back from an injury, I obviously would have no clue. And if you came to me asking about a specific diet for somebody who has like an underlying condition, Zach would be the person to go to for that.
Or if you need to have a tube feed calculated.
Yeah, like what? I don't know what that means.
So, I hope none of us have to deal with that in the foreseeable future.
Yeah. So, but they'll overlap, as we said in our trailer video, our trailer episode, that we do have a lot of similarities that bring us together, and our differences really do complement each other, because all of our niches go hand in hand, but really something that you can expect no matter what is we're always going to keep it 100% real, and we're always going to use evidence-based practices or practices that have worked in real time and real world, because there is a lot of BS out there. And so you can come here to our podcast and listen if you just want the straight up truth, you want us to tell it how it is. That's what we're here for.
Long story short, if you spend any time in the gym at all, you will gain something from listening to this podcast.
Did you say gain?
Gains with a Z, not an S. That's the proper way to say it. I have a long sleeve on, so it doesn't really count. But all three of us spend a lot of time working out. We make it a priority in each of our lives. It's something that's near and dear to our hearts. So we have put it upon ourselves to learn a lot about it. And all we want to do is help people so they don't make the same mistakes that we did, going from the beginning of when we started our fitness journeys.
We're saving years of your lives, like by just telling you the straight up truth and not having to like dig for it on your own, which is exactly what all of us had to do.
Real.
You should have seen all of us when we started. I don't know about, I know Zach's pictures that he showed. I was just a little scrawny boy back in the day, and we've all made fools out of ourselves in the gym in the beginning. And all we want to do is help you guys so you don't have to do the same things that we did.
Yeah, I'm sure we can all think back to of course, like when we first started and didn't know anything, but I can also think back of like when we would talk to each other in the weight room at Stevens Point and just think of the stuff we talked about is like, what the fuck what were we doing?
Let's hit some 21s, bro.
I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. I will make that clear to admit to that. Yeah. Please continue to make time and to join us every single Wednesday. We will try our best to keep our episodes between 30 and 40 minutes. No 100% promises on that, but we will try our best to keep it convenient, whether you're listening to us in the morning as you're getting ready, on your commute to work, or in the gym as you're getting in your movement. Please continue to come back and support us. As always, thank you so much for tuning in with us. For more free content and to stay in touch, be sure to give us a follow. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok, homerun_fit for Katy, Gavin_Geltz for Gavin, and Z Chomicki for Zach.
Also, feel free to email us with any questions or topics you'd like to hear on the pod at thebarbelleffectpod@gmail.com. We'll be sure to link all of this in the show notes for you as well.
Lastly, if you like this episode, please leave a rating and review so others who can benefit from what we offer can find us. Until next week, keep moving, don't eat like an asshole, and fucking stay hydrated.